one of those people's Tim McGraw, dude. All right, that's Tim McGraw, man. It's Tim McGraw. How do you react when, first of all, yeah, I mean, how, you're still trying to wrap your head around it, right? Like, how do you react when, first of all, wait a minute, Tim McGraw knows who I am. Wait a minute, Tim McGraw obviously knows what I'm doing. And wait a minute, Tim McGraw wants me to open for him at a show or shows? Okay, try to wrap your head around it for me. What is that?
Man, it's like taking everything you dream of as a kid, tying it up, and putting it right there in front of you on the table and saying, if you open that right there, everything that you've been longing for in this industry, in this, dream of a career you've been trying to make, everything you're wanting to get it kicked off and started is right there. All you got to do is unwrap it and tell me how you feel. And then you unwrap it and you look at it and you're speechless because it's something you didn't expect to ever have. It's the gift that you always want for and never expect to get. And once you have it, you take it and you run with it and you just thank your lucky stars and God over and over, because it's in that moment when I got that phone call, like there was some steps leading up to it that showed me that Tim McGraw had seen our socials between him commenting and his management had showed up to a few shows and were talking to us saying that, oh yeah, man, we love this song and this song. Destiny's an amazing tune. We love being able to see what you got. Y'all really got a good thing going, and we love the hard work. And to hear that this whole team of people that are, working for an artist that I have idolized since I was, knee high.
All of us have.
It's just insane to know that guy wants to, number one, be involved in anything that I've got going and be able to know that he's going to bring me in to be a part of what he's got going. So it's a next level thing that thankfully it's happened, and I'm still trying to make sure that nobody's going to like pinch me, punch me, or knock me over and I'm going to wake up. And thus far we're on a good track for that. But the hardest part was trying to figure out what to say on that phone call because I couldn't get words.
Walk me through it. Walk me through it, Brandon. What did he say? How did you answer the phone? Were you puckered up? Were you nervous? What are we doing here?
I knew I was getting a phone call. I just didn't know who from or what for. I just got told, you're going to get a phone call. It's going to come from a block number. If you don't answer it, or if you don't answer block numbers today, you answer it. Doesn't matter what time of day it is, you answer it. Here's a window to expect it in, but do not answer the phone. And I had just started a co-write with two other folks, and I was sitting on a Zoom, and all of a sudden my phone rings, and I look, it's a block number. And I'd told them before, I was like, I'm supposed to be getting a phone call. I don't know when. Just if I get a phone call and have to duck out, if you don't care, I'm going to mute mine. Y'all mute, and I'm going to take over here and, do what I got to do. When I got that phone call, my heart sunk down to my ankles. I was like, okay, it's supposed to be important. So I muted, took off, and my wife ran up here because I was like, it's ringing. I don't know who it is. Just get up here. Let's go. And she broke out the camera because we were told to make sure we caught it all on camera. We didn't want to miss these memories. They said it's something you're going to want to look back on, whether you know it or not. And when I answered the phone, I get, hey, Brandon, it's Tim McGraw. And I think the only two words that came out were "holy crap." Not what not the first words you want to say to Tim McGraw, but that's all I could think. Like that, I was completely drawing a blank on anything else to say, and the next few words after he asked to go on tour was just absolutely. Like there's no question here, just 100%. I will go. You tell me where we're going, what time to be there, and I will be there. However, I got to get it. And man, I could have done. I'm not a very agile person, but I could have done backflips. I mean, just literally trying to wrap my head around the fact that someone I was listening to sing what I called the barbecue stain song in my mama's car, riding around in the summertime, just called me on the phone and said, do you want to go on tour? So I had to gain my composure, obviously, after that, because I was still on a co-write that I had to now act like nothing had happened for and come back and sit down, be completely fine. And
you didn't tell him?
No, I couldn't, man. I had to keep it under wraps. Had to keep it under wraps till everything was, ready to rock and roll. And I came back, sat down. I was like, They're like, "You good?" And I was like, "Yeah. Phone call's over." Got off the Zoom right, and for the next 2 days, really had to let it sink in that this was reality, and it was actually happening, and keep a lid on it until it was all ready to be announced. And now that I've been able to share it, it's been unreal.
Before we get to your story, it's one thing to try to process something in the moment. It's a whole other thing to process something in the aftermath. And I wonder, when you're sitting around talking to your wife and you're discussing the fact that you're going to go on tour with an absolute, you're talking legend of legends. He might be Tim McGraw and Jason Aldean are two of the greatest song pickers. Like, they know a hit. Those dudes know a hit when they hear it. Both of them. Ever. And you're going to be with this cat on the road. Like, what are you saying to your wife about this?
Man.
Don't wake me up?
Pretty much. That's it in a nutshell. It's like, I think the following minute or so, when I was trying to just kind of let it all out before I hopped back on that call, all I could say was over and over again, "We're going on tour with Tim McGraw." She goes, "I know." I was like, "No, you don't. We're going on tour with Tim McGraw." I was like, "I don't get it. Like, how did this actually happen?" And man, it was like that and it still is. But for the first few days, I was reeling over it. Like, how in the world have we went from posting a few videos on TikTok to going on tour with the Tim McGraw? It's unreal, man. It's crazy to see how this journey has carried so far, and the fact that it's still got more to go.